You ready?
Ready.
Welcome to Master Memories, the podcast where I talk to my friends about their life. Today we are here with Evan Jeffrey Scott, aka Ev Daddy, aka... Do you know the nicknames? Anything anyone's ever called you.
Anything anyone's ever called me.
Yeah.
Scott, because that's my last name.
Yeah.
E-Cash.
Yeah.
Is my gamer tag. Not really, other than that, I don't think.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Today is, the 10th of April?
April 10th.
2022.
Yep.
All right. On to, pretty easy question so far.
Yeah, not bad.
So, what is your first memory of us?
First memory of us?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when you texted me. It was July 9th, 2018.
So specific.
I was in Idaho at the time, and I remember you texted me. You said, "Hey, this is Landon Master. I'm your roommate." And I was like, "Cool." And we talked for a while then, which was cool. And then we met on August 14th, 2018 is when we moved into college. And I first remember just like walking in, we like shook hands. Yeah, that's the first thing I remember.
I know the day we moved in, when I was shaking your hand, I had a Tommy's pizza in my other hand with some pineapple
right.
pizza.
You're right.
Because my dad loves Tommy's,
Right.
loves pineapple pizza. I've not had Tommy's since.
I've never had Tommy's pizza.
I'm telling you, we still. I was saying this to whoever, but we need to go on like a tour to Ohio State foods before we all graduate.
I love
Just
it.
like Tommy's, Apollo's, Buckeye Donuts, obviously, like Cecilia's, like all the foods that are like Ohio State staples.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get them one last time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it'll be a ton of fun. Laura's still here. I'm gonna miss some of this stuff.
I know, right? Like, I'm sad we didn't give catfish biffs.
I never had catfish biffs a single time.
Me neither.
Okay.
Like, and I heard it was better than Cecilia's, but that's cat. Nothing.
There's no way. Cecilia's is the best pizza I've ever had. So
Exactly.
I don't think that it could be better. But you never know.
I mean, unless there was another bar next to it that you could get a pizza window out of, like...
I don't think there was.
What were you doing before we started filming this?
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I was watching the Masters. The Masters just ended. Scotty Scheffler won his first major, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I was doing homework for most of the day. I guess I woke up earlier. I got lunch. Sydney Rogers, Ryan Ryan-Nitis, and Ryan Ryan-Nitis' girlfriend, who was visiting from UCLA, came home, did homework for several hours, watched the last 9 holes of the Masters. Now I'm here.
Yeah, I can't believe he four-putted that last hole and still won by 3 strokes.
Yeah, four-putted the last hole of the Masters, won by 3 strokes. It was a dream.
Absurd. Like, I don't know. If I four-putt, I just don't want to play anymore in my life.
I think I four-putt every time I play golf.
Nah, I hype myself up. I play bogey golf, so, I'm not that guy.
Yeah, neither am I.
What does your typical day or week look like?
Typical day or week right now?
Yeah. This is a little bit of an interview question, but not actually because, I don't know, answer however the fuck you want.
Right. So, I mean, it varies, right?
Yeah.
No days are really the same.
Yeah. College.
College, right. Right now, I don't have classes on Mondays or Fridays, which is nice, but I give tours on Mondays. Mondays and Wednesdays. But I'm not completely free on Mondays because I have to give the tours. But, wake up, either go to class. I sleep until I have to get up always. So, if I have to wake up to go to class or give a tour, that's when I wake up. After that, eat, come home, do homework, hang out with friends. I just kind of take it week by week.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy, honestly.
Yeah, that's the problem with that question. It's college. There's no routine to any of it, which is the beautiful part of college.
Right.
It's crazy. Like, have you ever thought about how, like, from preschool to high school, you have the same routine or the same thing every day, maybe like with some extracurriculars and stuff.
Right.
And then after college, you have your job where you have the same routine every day. You just have this little 4-year gap of just wildness.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I've loved it.
It's amazing, and I wish that, like, real life or something else could be like this, Like, because on the one hand, I feel like this past summer where, we had internships, like, having that routine was really useful.
Yeah.
On the other hand, like, when else can you just, like, go to Potbelly at 2 p.m. on a Friday?
Exactly. Never.
Exactly.
Which is, I mean, unless Key Tower is really close to a Potbelly. So I might have the opportunity to go to a Potbelly at 2 p.m. on a Friday. But, yesterday was a Saturday, and I slept until 3:30. Not gonna have many days where I'm able to sleep until 3:30 in the future. So that was good. That was fun.
Is it so when you were working full time this past summer? On the days that you didn't work, did you still like end up waking up around the same time?
Not really. So that's something that I've never really, never really been able to do. I guess is my body naturally, even if I get up at let's say it's 6:30 for school for most days out of the week, or for work I was waking up around like 7.
Mm-hmm.
On the days of Saturdays and Sundays where I was able to sleep in, I was still getting up in the afternoon if I was able to sleep that long.
Really?
My body really, I feel like, just naturally gets up that late, and even if I've kind of been in a routine of waking up early, on the days where I can't sleep, I still sleep in. Which is a blessing and a curse, because I'm able to catch up on sleep a little bit because my body naturally sleeps, but also sometimes I wish that it did naturally wake up at those times so I could get the day going and start doing stuff.
Yeah, I was like that until this past summer when I kept waking up at 9 a.m. and I was like, I just want to sleep more, but no.
Yeah.
But also, is catching up with sleep an actual thing? Like,
No.
Can you? So you're just tired and you're trying to get untired, but like, how does that work? Is there anything behind that, or I've been meaning to ask someone this for millions of years.
Yeah, obviously I'm no expert, but the science says that you can't catch up on sleep. So if you sleep, way less than you should during the week, and then you get a ton of sleep on the weekends, that's not good for you. I feel like I can do that. Maybe it's not good for me, but I feel good after I do it. I can go, during the week, 3-4 hours of sleep a night, and then on the weekends get a ton of sleep, and I feel great by the next Monday. If I do get a bunch of sleep on like Friday, Saturday night.
If you're watching this in 5 years, I want to.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that's still the case.
Yeah, when you get
maybe I'll need 8 hours a night.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, as of right now, that is not even close to being necessary.
I'm also super curious, like how when you have when people have babies, and like the babies just you never get like a full night's sleep. Like,
right.
I wonder what that does to.
I don't know. Probably can't be good for you to wake up, fall back asleep, wake up, fall back asleep.
You should ask Adam. He'd know. He took Introduction to Sleep.
Did he?
Yeah. No. Do you remember the whole semester he was in a coma? He was taking Introduction to Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you lean politically, and why?
I consider myself to be a moderate, so like right in the middle. And that's for several different reasons. One, I don't think it makes any sense to align with a certain party, because no party is going to completely align with your beliefs.
Yeah.
And it kind of blows my mind that so many people do feel that way, and if they're a Republican or a Democrat, they believe most of the things that that party stands for, even when those things are completely unrelated. So, for an example, I'm pro-gun, which is obviously a conservative stance, but I'm also very pro-abortion, which is a Democratic stance. And those are often two very heavily, debated topics between the two sides. And I agree with one from both, because they are so different from one another. I just don't see how one side believes in both and the other side believes in the other side of both. So I think that goes for a lot of different issues. I think there is, some pretty horrible conservative policies, and I think there's some pretty horrible Democratic policies as well. And so I'm kind of right in the middle, because, it's everything's a little bit different.
Yeah. No, I get that. Have you ever thought about maybe moving somewhere that has a multi-party system, like Canada or the UK or anything like that?
I've never really considered moving anywhere else other than the United States. As of right now, I mean, obviously I love to travel, and I think it would be cool to, live somewhere even for an extended period of time, maybe. In a different country, but never full on just moving somewhere. Especially not for the political system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the U.S.
U.S. is good. I think, having my international family, it's so interesting hearing them talk about how we seem like a reality TV show sometimes, but then they look. Or I was talking with my cousins at my sister's wedding, and they were like, yeah, we kind of pointed left at Trump, but then Trudeau would just do some stupid shit, and then we'd be like, we have to deal with this stuff too.
Right.
Even though they have a multi-party system.
Right.
It's I could go on.
Yeah,
some,
politics all around the world are always all messed up.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere
So.
good anywhere where there's like good politicians. Yeah, everyone just looking after their own backs, but I guess that's everything, isn't it?
I guess so.
What is your relationship like with your family?
My relationship with my family? It's really, really good. I'm very fortunate to have two amazing parents and a great sister as well. I love both of my parents very much. I know that they love me. They've been very supportive, throughout my entire life and everything that I've done, ever since I was born up until now. And I know they're very proud of me, and they let me know that, which is good. It's good. I try to talk to them as much as I can. Maybe I don't call my mom as much as I should, but we talk, and as like I said, I love them very much. My sister, I don't see as much anymore, which is unfortunate because she lives in Memphis right now, because she's in optometry school there. So I don't get to see her as much as of right now, but we still keep in contact, and we're still pretty close, and yeah, great relationship with my whole family. In terms of extended family, same thing with my grandparents. I have two living grandmas right now. They love both of them very much, and they've been supportive of me as well. Very close with them. I should give them a call after this. I'm sure they'd both love to hear from me. But yeah, very close with all the members of my family.
I think it's a lot harder once you move out of the house, to keep up with the immediate family, and then, because everyone's got lives. It's a lot different. Did you visit your family a lot when you were growing up, or the extended family?
Yeah, so I actually did, because most of my extended, if not all of my extended family, lives in Cleveland. So they were all cool. Close by. It was really nice. My one grandparent's house is probably a 12-minute drive away, and the other one's probably 8 or 9. So both very close. I'd go to both of my grandparents' house a lot. And it was good to see them. I also have a lot of cousins that live close by, that I was close to growing up, and I'd be able to hang out with them. Aunts, uncles, all of close by as well. So I would get to see a lot of extended family growing up, which is nice. I know that's not necessarily the case for you, just because everyone's spread out all across the, not even the country, but all across the world. But not the case for my family, which was really fortunate for me, because I've been able to get to know them and have a relationship with all of them, which is cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Hey, do you have that nagging voice in your head where occasionally you're just damn, I should call my parents, grandparents, whoever more,
Yeah, and absolutely. Sometimes I'm I need to do it more, and other times I'll even I'll just talk to them, and I'll just be I want to talk to them again. I'm trying to come up with reasons to call them. Not that I need a reason to call my mom or call my dad, but I'm what can I bring up, just because I want to talk to them. So sometimes I just can't get enough, and other times it's been too long, and I'm I really need to call them.
What is your most unique talent?
My most unique talent.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
It's gotta be Rubik's cubes. Is that what you expected?
Yeah, I think that's kind of. When I wrote all these questions, I was thinking about who would what people would answer what, and the only person I knew that would have a very distinct answer to this is you.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen the Rubik's Cube documentary, do you think?
Only a couple. I should watch it more. I love it. It's great. If you're watching this, check out the Speed Cubers on Netflix. Stars Felix Zemdegs and Max Park, two of the best Speed Cubers of all time. Great movie. But yeah, that's definitely my, what was the word?
My most unique talent.
Most unique talent. As of right now, I have well over 100 Rubik's Cubes. Competed in 7 different competitions across the country. Qualified for the national competition 5 times at this point, 5 or 6 times. Can solve a cube in under 15 seconds, average around 15 seconds.
So long.
Yeah, so that's probably my most unique talent. I guess not many people can say that.
Yeah, 15 seconds is really quick for Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long in other things.
Yeah, so some people say 15 seconds is even too long.
Do you know any famous did you ever become friends with anyone that became famous in the cubing scene?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's not close friends.
Yeah.
But definitely got to know people that were really famous in the cubing world, because it's an interesting dynamic, right? You go to a competition and these people who you see online and you see them breaking all these world records, and they get all this like attention in like the cubing world. That you show up and they're just some random kid who outside of this cubing world is just a normal person. Goes to school like everybody else, whether it's middle school, high school, college, or has a job even. It's completely normal, but then they're like a rock star in the cubing world. But smaller competitions, it's the LeBron James of if cubing could be sitting right next to me, while I'm solving. While I'm solving in a competition, they could be sitting right there. So it's really easy to get to know them and strike up conversations. So I have gotten to know several of them, but not super, super well.
So what made you fall in love with the game of basketball?
So basketball, for me, I've loved since I was really, really young. Really as long as I can remember. I don't exactly know what it was that made me fall in love with it. It was always what I liked the most growing up. It's what I still like the most now. Even when I was not necessarily as good at basketball as I was at other sports, it's still what I enjoyed. I think there must be something about, there's really no better feeling in the entire world than shooting a shot and it going in. Just that feeling of swish, the ball goes in the net, I think is awesome. Especially from three. That's what I like to do, shoot threes. So that's just an amazing feeling, and I think that it's a team sport. I like team sports. I don't know, it's just what I love. I love not only playing basketball but watching basketball too. I think the NBA is awesome to watch. I love college basketball too, and I just think watching those like the superstars growing up, LeBron, being from Cleveland. LeBron was drafted when I was 3, and he left Cleveland at first when I was 10. Which was a dark period, but between the ages of 3 and 10, just having LeBron playing, the best player in the league at the time, for still one of the best players in the league now.
37 years old, still going. Old. Crazy.
Yeah. Just watching him, play for my favorite team growing up. Was super cool. Watching him, I was a big Dwayne Wade fan at the time, and that was before they ever played together. I was a big Kobe fan. Rest in peace, Kobe. But big Kobe fan. And just kind of watching them and seeing how much they could affect a game, I thought was super cool. I just always wanted to be like them. And scoring is one of the most fun things to do in general, not just in basketball. And obviously, to be a good basketball player, you gotta be able to take care of the ball and play defense and rebound and all that. But scoring a basketball is just so much fun. I think it's kind of what made me fall in love with it.
Yeah, it's the coolest part. It's the most fun part. Everything else is kind of like helping in either you scoring, or I guess on the other side, having them not score. But
Right.
Did you ever think you were gonna go to the league?
Oh, absolutely. I still do. If any D1 colleges are watching this, I still got 4 years of eligibility left. But obviously, when I was younger, I always thought I was going to the league. There was no doubt about it. I'm only like 5'10" right now. Maybe I'll grow still. I'm like
the tender age of 22.
5'9" 3/4, 5'10"-ish. Right, at 22, you never know. So obviously that didn't work out. Plus, even if I was 6'5", wouldn't be good enough to be in the league. But when you're younger, you have a delusional mindset. You think, that's going to be me someday. So I always thought I was going to the league, and I don't really know when that realization happened that I don't think I'm making it to the league. But yeah, definitely at one point I thought I was making it to the league.
Okay. Well, what age do you think you were, like, when you had that realization?
I thought about this before. I really have no idea. I bet I was like, 10 or something like that.
So young enough where, like, you still have hopes for other things.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe even a little bit after that. You're just delusional as a kid. Even 10 sounds old, but you just think, I
have my whole life ahead of me.
I have my whole life ahead of me. That's what I want to do, so that's what I want to do. Which is a good mindset to have, put your mind towards something, but not everything works out.
Sometimes you only become 5'8".
Exactly.
5'7" on a bad day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you have any other, aspirations growing up after you, or after the NBA thing, you kind of realized that? Was there anything else that you, thought about, maybe I can do this, or big time?
Yeah. It's a good question. I'm trying to think. Not really, honestly. I always wanted to be when I was young, it was like, I want to play in the NBA. If that doesn't work out, like, I'll just play in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh.
If that doesn't work out, I'll just, play in the MLB. If that doesn't work out, I'll just be a golfer.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out, I'll just play in the Premier League. I got options.
Yeah.
As I got older, I started to realize that wasn't going to be possible. But I never really had anything else that I was like dying to do. In terms of like a career, you're saying, or
anything,
just anything. I never really knew growing up what I wanted to do. My dad owns a concrete business. I was always, I never for a minute thought that I was going to be doing that. Not just because I didn't want to, but I was told from a young age that that's not what I was doing by my mom and my dad, because they wanted me to, go to college, get a better job, and live a better life than owning your own concrete business can afford. So, that was never ever a thought. I don't know. I never really knew what was going to come next, after college, when I was young, because I don't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's weird how college you're kind of expected to know what you want to do going into it, and you can only get the most out of your 4 years if you know, like, if you have your plan for that 4 years,
Right.
Like, if you change majors, like, you just wasted however much money,
Right.
Or if, like, my sister, she, like, or one of them figured out, or Gabby figured out if I want to get, like, a good job, I have to go to law school after, and then Michaela figured out similar thing with grad school, but then there's people that, like, who graduate, and then they're like, oh, this isn't what I want to do.
Right.
And it takes 4 years of that to figure that out.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Expensive, stupid journey for that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I found what I like, though.
Yeah. I hope so, too. Investment banking needs a man who's quick on his feet.
That's right.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's actually joining QB.
Yeah, is he taking my spot?
Yeah, no,
I'll take his spot then.
Yeah, look,
I can play wide
you're gonna
receiver
start. You're starting for Tua, and instead of getting Tyreek, they're just getting Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You guys going pro?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably a better quarterback than Tua, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Have you seen all the memes where it's like,
Hilarious.
it's like a Glock with like a bullet that's like the size of the Glock, with like Tua with Tyreek.
Yeah.
Is he really that bad? I don't follow the NFL as much as I do the NBA.
He hasn't been good. I've seen some funny memes like, oh, Tyreek Hill's up and wide down the field, and then it's someone like throwing the ball and it's like flying. It's like, like spinning in a weird way and flying out of bounds. But I mean, we'll see. He might be better, but he just hasn't had a good start to his career.
Yeah, it's weird because like he was like the most upside or like the most project, but like with the highest ceiling, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to have a really high ceiling.
Yeah.
But it hasn't quite worked out yet.
That's what happens when you get to Miami, I guess.
That's right.
Outside of Dan Marino, have they had anyone since him that's good?
No, I mean, they had, like Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Tannehill...
Tannehill's on the Dolphins?
Yeah.
No way.
But he wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Titans, and now he's good.
Yeah.
So, they've had Ryan Tannehill. I think Chad Henne played there for a few years.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
Sick last name, though. What are your thoughts on recently traded to the Browns new quarterback Deshaun Watson with 22 assault allegations?
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks is what I think, because obviously been a Browns fan my entire life. Love the Browns, want them to do well. Want them to be successful. Ever since I was born, they've been horrible, and I've still rooted for them each and every year. So I always want them to do well. But it's really hard to root for someone like that that has all those allegations against them.
Yeah.
I want the Browns to do well, but the Browns aren't. As the quarterback of the team, the Browns aren't going to do well if he's playing poorly. But it's hard to root for him to do well because he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
So I wish that we went like a different route with it, and got either kept Baker for another year or, looked into Matt Ryan was available this offseason. Kind of, he got traded to the Colts,
Yeah.
but
2016 MVP.
right. So explored something like that. I wish it was something else because it's I can't root for the guy, but I want to root for the Browns, but not for him.
Especially if like he gets Finals MVP or Super Bowl MVP, like that's just a big emotional quandary,
Right.
Yeah.
So it sucks because he's not a good person.
Yeah. I saw a tweet recently that was like, guys choose a favorite team at like the age of 7 and just let them hurt them for the rest of their life.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's been pain every year, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens with if he gets suspended or not, if he plays well, if he doesn't.
Because it's all guaranteed, right?
A fully guaranteed contract, biggest contract in NFL history.
That might bite you.
For a horrible person, it bite you. So we'll see. But the Browns are gonna Browns, I guess. It seems to always be what they do is just mess up in every way possible. So.
Yeah, that's Cleveland in general for you.
I don't know about that.
Who was the last person you fell in love with?
Last person I fell in love with?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're hitting the.
Told you we were hitting the good questions.
Hard hitting questions. Yeah. Fell in love with like
take it as
in
you
terms
want.
of like in terms of like a relationship with like a girl or
take
like
it as
friendships
you want.
or
take it as you want.
In terms of like a friend standpoint, I definitely love all my good friends now. All my roommates. You, Ben, Hudson, Adam, Sean, Josh. The Nova boys, Max, Matt, James, Tyler.
Which one's Tyler again?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in 5 years you'll know.
Yeah. I'll be at your wedding and I'll be shaking his hand. Like him landed.
Yeah. All my close friends like that. Other people as well. But in terms of the last person that I fell in love with, if that's the answer you're looking for, I would say Ben, because I've known the Nora boys since first, second, third grade, all first grade.
Yeah.
None of them later than first grade. Now that I think about that, so yeah.
Yeah, because you all are from like near, like are you walking distance from like most of them?
Walking distance from Matt.
Yeah.
I could walk to Tyler's house, but never did.
Yeah.
But knew Matt since I was like 3 because we lived across the street. Knew James and Tyler in like Pee Wee soccer, like Munchkin soccer, whatever. I was like 4 or 5, and then met Max in first grade.
Yeah.
So when I was 6. I've loved all of them for a long time.
Yeah.
You, Hudson, Adam, Josh, Sean, I've known since freshman year.
Yeah.
So, I've loved you guys since then as well. But I didn't, I got to meet Ben freshman year, but didn't really know Ben. Because just very few interactions with him over the years. But then obviously living together junior year. Obviously this year too, got really close to Ben. I absolutely love Ben. Amazing person. So, couldn't love him more than I do now. So, he's probably the last person that I fell in love with because, I got to know him the most recent.
Did you ever say I love you to Gracie or Michaela?
Yeah, I said I love you to both of them. Looking back on it, did I? I don't know. I still, since Gracie and Michaela haven't had a girlfriend, so, we'll see maybe in however many years I'll be like, oh, I didn't actually love them.
Yeah.
Because, I'm in love with some different girl that I was like, I didn't feel this way about either of them. So, we'll see. I was young and dumb and...
But I think if you love them in the moment, that's what matters. It's not like, do you still love them because you're not dating them anymore,
right.
Like...
Yeah, so maybe I did. I think I did at the time. I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the same way that, like, I think Adam loved Ashley when they were dating, and now... I don't think Ashley loves Adam, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. Love's a weird thing, because it's the only emotion that we really make commitments out of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, happiness, like, you kind of follow, but, like, you don't do something for the rest of your life in the name of happiness.
Right, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Marriage is a whole rabbit hole that just, I don't know, a lifelong commitment is just so much, and is it because you're in love with the person and all this stuff, or is it more, or is there an element of, like, you're afraid of, like, being by yourself?
I think that, it's easy when you're with the right person.
Yeah.
I think that's something you want to do, is marry them, spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah.
Because you love them.
Yeah.
But
It is interesting though how like I don't know married couples like I feel like after having along they just like getting to the point of like bickering like this like you can love someone and still argue with them but like it's spending every single day of every single and of your entire life with someone. Oh, I mean I've spent 4 years with you and I hate you now.
Yeah, same. I mean, I spent it was like 3 days in and I already hated you. So after 4 years, it's really that way.
What were you doing when you got the first news of COVID?
First news of COVID's a thing, or the first news of like kind of shutting down. I guess I can tell you both.
Yeah.
So first time I knew that COVID was a thing was in late January of 2020. I was sitting at my desk in Bowen 205 in the morning, reading emails, and there was a morning brew email that I got that talked about coronavirus. It was called at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously it still is coronavirus, but when it first started happening, everyone called it coronavirus, and then obviously now it's COVID.
Yeah.
So it was coronavirus at the time, and it was talking about how it was like spreading through China, and it was killing a bunch of people, and causing a lot of turmoil there. And I remember thinking, like, first of all, that's a weird name for a virus, because like at the time, Corona was just beer. That's all. When someone said Corona, that's all anyone ever meant was Corona beer. So I was like, that's a funny name for a virus, but didn't really think anything of it because it wasn't affecting the U.S. at all. Felt like, oh, they'll figure it out, they'll contain it. Not worried. Obviously, that wasn't the case. But then later on, we went home for spring break, and on the Monday of spring break, which I believe was Monday the 10th,
Sure.
Monday, March 10th, 2020. Maybe it was the 9th. It might have been the 9th or 10th, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But that Monday of spring break, I was at Top Golf with Max, James, and Tyler. I don't think Matt was there. So I was with, Max, James, and Tyler. We were at Top Golf. We were sitting there having a good time. We all got an email from Ohio State saying that classes were going to be online for the 2 weeks after spring break because of COVID, and we were like, oh, let's go, like, don't have to go to class in person, like, class is online, this is going to be awesome, whatever. And so we had a good time that night, went to Top Golf, we went to Sheets that night.
Love Sheets.
Sheets was really good.
Love Sheets.
Amazing.
No, I'm a sucker for Sheets.
Oh, aren't we all? Went to Sheets, had a good time. We hit a deer on the way home from Sheets.
What?
James was driving, we hit a deer.
Like, how fast were you guys going when you hit the deer?
35.
Still.
So,
That's scary.
Hit a deer, got home, we all watched movies that night. Because we were talking about movies at Sheets, we all went home and watched a movie. I'm pretty sure I watched The Dark Knight that night. Whatever, so then that was that. We were all excited about that. 3 days later on that Thursday, I was getting lunch with Adam at the Chipotle in Macedonia. And while we were sitting there in Chipotle, we got an email from Ohio State saying, classes are online for the rest of the semester. You gotta come and move your stuff out of Bowen, and all that. That's kind of when the whole world started shutting down that day, that Thursday. And that's where I was both times.
Yeah, it's crazy how like I felt like the world was like still for like those first couple weeks, like, especially like seeing the videos like around the world of just like Vegas shut down or the canals in Venice, like just all the mud had like settled to the bottom and it was like clear again. I do wonder like long term if it's affected Corona stock at all, because I'm sure that in the first couple weeks, months, it must have really hit it either well or poorly, but long term, now having to share the same name as like just a life changing moment.
Yeah, I remember at the time thinking, I wonder if they're gonna like change their name or something like that. But then obviously it loses that brand value if they change their name. But I'm pretty sure Corona, the beer, is owned by Constellation Brands. I could be wrong about that, but Constellation Brands trades under its own like ticker. Like Corona isn't a separate thing.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure they own it. I don't know what their stock has done over the past years.
That's such a Gemini thing to say for constellation brands.
Gemini, I think I'm not a Gemini.
I know, I am. I don't know
That
any of
makes
the
a lot of sense.
I don't know any of the other symbols because zodiac signs are stupid.
I agree. Zodiac signs are
If
stupid.
people that like subscribe to like the philosophy of like I take this test or if I like I fall in this range and like this like horoscopes that's what it's called.
Yeah,
horoscopes in general are so fucking dumb.
Couldn't
dude.
agree more.
Like, oh my god, vague statements. That's so mean.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio, by the way,
Well,
but that's all I know.
That's a scorpion, right?
Oh,
Well, yeah, it's Scorpio.
Scorpion. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know anything about it. I think it's stupid too.
I will say the only cool thing about the zodiac sign is just finding out who like shares your signs. Like Kendrick and Kanye are both Geminis.
That's
And
cool.
like, that's why we got so much swag.
All it means is I don't know about that one. All it means is like they were born close to
Similar-
your
yeah.
birthday.
Like I think having like the same birthdays is so much cooler because like they're like near me. I don't even know when they are, but Lenny Kravitz, that's me right there. May 26th, baby.
There's Amari Stoudemire was born on my birthday.
My favorite NBA player.
Yep, same.
One of them actually. Wait, were you a Mario guy growing up?
Amari guy?
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked I played NBA Live 06.
Yeah.
A lot on the GameCube, and I liked playing with the Suns.
Yeah.
They were really good in that game. It was Steve Nash, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Kurt Thomas. So Amari Stoudemire played on there, and so I liked him a little bit then. I was never like a massive fan, but
Yeah.
I always thought it was cool that we had the same birthday. That was it.
That was really cool. I think that Suns team had Steve Nash not gotten his nose broke. I think they would have won the 07 championship.
Yeah, I think that they definitely could have too.
Yeah.
They
The
were really good.
The Western Conference Finals was the real finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, LeBron, you got swept.
Yeah, we got destroyed, but that was expected. We had, LeBron, Larry Hughes, Eric Snow, Drew Gooden, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. So,
Yeah. I mean, hey,
what do you
Big
expect?
Z has his number retired. You will not disrespect
I
him.
love Big Z, but he's not winning the championship if he's the second best player on the
Yeah. He got 2 All-Star appearances in Cleveland, didn't he?
team. Maybe.
Damn.
I don't know though. for
LeBron
sure.
really got Big Z an All-Star. I think that's the crazy thing about LeBron now. Like, he's lost like his first 1 or 2 years, and I guess this past year he's lost. He doesn't have the ability anymore to just take anyone to the finals, which is wild.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
getting old.
He's getting old, and I still think that LeBron's floor. I don't think he'll ever be a bad NBA player.
I don't think so either.
I think the worst case scenario for Braun would be a role player. Like a Jason Kidd kind of thing, in his Maverick days.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think he'll ever hit that level.
I think he'd
when he
retire
retires, I think he will too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he could play until, I don't think he will, but I think he could play until he was 47
Yeah.
and still be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He's probably got 4 years in him so he can play with Brownie or whatever.
Only problem is if he plays till he's 47. He's just given up on defense this season. So as great as he is, he just there was I saw there was a 5 possessions in a row where Lakers bricked a shot. I think they were playing the Spurs. Everyone else went Braun didn't cross half court for 5 possessions. Yeah.
He was just standing back
He was just waiting in the backcourt.
there. I'm not surprised.
I mean, it's old man Braun.
Do whatever he wants at this
Yeah,
point, I guess,
he's
yeah.
on a terrible Lakers team.
Right.
What was that thing that's going on with the Cavs right now that Cody's saying about the GM?
So I don't exactly know. That just happened. I haven't too much into it. But the person that just got promoted to the president of the basketball operations or assistant GM or whatever is really close to LeBron. So they think that the Cavs are doing that so they can get LeBron back. Whether that happens or not, I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
If you guys traded your young and up and coming team for 1 year of LeBron, who looks like he's finally declining, I will laugh my ass off.
I will not like that. I don't think they'll ever trade for him, though. I think they would sign him.
Yeah. I think, I mean, especially, if they can draft Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the question, I think the best move is whoever drafts Bronny to, max out, or, go to right below the cap. That way LeBron has to take a vet minimum. Because, he wants to sign with Bronny. It's not like he can sign for over the cap.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
What is your biggest regret?
Biggest regret? That's tough. I don't think that I have a lot of regrets in life. I feel like I don't really regret a lot of things because there's, even when, I make a decision that I don't necessarily, necessarily love in the moment, or I'm like, oh, I should have done this instead.
Yeah.
I think there's still like a lot of positives that come from everything, and I don't think there's been a time in my life where I've done something where I've like totally screwed myself over, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
yeah,
that was horrible. Biggest regret.
Maybe
I
even
don't know.
maybe even not a big regret, because I agree that like kind of a lot of the things that might not be the best at the time kind of might or like shape you into a better person, this, that, the other. You learn from it, but I don't know, maybe like your biggest what if kind of thing either.
Biggest what if?
Yeah, like for example,
That's a good question.
I was that about what if I lived in the ATO house instead of here.
Right.
That's not my biggest what if, but I mean, it's only my only two. So.
Right. I guess kind of biggest what if I didn't come to Ohio State. I was deciding between like here and the University of Miami in Florida. If I would have gone there, everything would have been different. Not only just like my college experience because I'm there instead of here, but obviously my friends. My career. I found out. Coming to college, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Here I was. Just based on the people that I met and some of the experiences that I had, I was able to figure out that I wanted to do investment banking. Maybe in Miami I wouldn't have figured that out, and I would have stumbled across something else instead, and it would have changed my entire career path too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of the biggest what if. What if I would have gone there? How would my life be different right now and into the future?
Yeah, you would be a fisher boy.
That's right.
You wouldn't be able. You wouldn't be
I'd
losing
be
it.
fishing instead because I'd be down by the water.
Yeah. Wait, did you say Miami, like Florida?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you played there.
And it was time between here and there.
Really? You made a terrible decision, bro. It's so warm down there.
I know, but
it's cold.
My thought process on it was, once I get there and the novelty of it being Florida wears off,
Yeah.
then
Will it be worth the out-of-state tuition?
then I'm just in Florida, 2,000 miles away from my family. There, Ohio State's a better school.
Yeah.
It's private, so it's not even public, so there's no out-of-state, in-state. It's like $70K a year to go there, but I got a big scholarship. So it would have been like about like the same to go here.
Yeah.
But still, like once the novelty of Florida wears off, I'm just 2,000 miles away from my family and
Yeah.
all my friends, and Ohio State's a better school.
Yeah.
So.
Does Miami even have a good, is their business program good? Or?
It's all right. It's not bad, but it's not
Fisher.
great. It's not Fisher.
Yeah.
Nothing's Fisher.
Yeah. What are you most worried about?
Most worried about?
Yeah.
I'll give you a short-term worry, and a long-term worry.
Take it as long
Short-term worry, studying for my SAE exam right now, which is an exam I have to take for my job. And I have to pass that by June 1st. But if I fail it, then I have to wait 30 days to take it again, so I really only get 2 shots at this point. So I hope I pass that. I'm worried about that. I'm studying for that after this is done being recorded. But that's my short-term worry. I guess my long-term worry, I guess it's not necessarily like a huge worry, especially as of right now, but it's definitely something I think about. Just finding someone to marry.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 aspects of your life. There's a personal aspect and a professional aspect.
Yeah.
And as of right now, I'm where I want to be in a professional aspect. I have a job that I want. I'm really excited about it. And what's to come with that, and I'll take that a step at a time in terms of what I do in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be an investment banker in 30 years from now. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's going to take that a step at a time, but as of right now, it's kind of in a place where I like and I'm excited about. Personal life still figuring it out. Obviously, have a lot of good friends and great family, but still looking for the one. Just want to find that and live a happy life.
Yeah. Would you say life begins or ends in marriage?
I don't think it is either. I think it's just another chapter.
Yeah. But if you had to say.
If I had to say, I'd say
Yeah.
begins. I don't think it ends. I think that there's something special about finding someone that you love and spending the rest of your life with them and exploring the world with them, growing up, having kids, getting older. I think that's awesome. When you're young, you're just dumb and stupid, and when you're figuring out life, and as you get older, I feel like you kind of start life then. Now that you're old, smarter than you were when you were 6 years old,
Yeah.
you can kind of start your life and live how you want to live. So, yeah, I'd say start.
What's the hardest thing that's happened to you this past year?
Hardest thing that's happened to me this past year?
Yeah.
Definitely my grandpa dying. That was sad and unfortunate. He died on July 5th, 2021. So that sucked. I was very close with him. Gonna miss him very dearly. So that was definitely the hardest. And not only was that hard in of itself, but it's also just at a bad time in terms of how busy I was with everything else. I was interning, working a job. I work a lot for my job, but not only that, it was at the busiest 2 weeks of the entire summer. He died on a Monday, and the week before that, and the week of that Monday were like the 2 busiest weeks of the entire summer. So Key gave me time off when I needed it to go to the funeral and all that for that stuff.
Yeah.
But just a hard week emotionally, and having to work through that sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely probably the hardest thing in the past year. Whatever.
Yeah, losing anyone, especially it's like a weird thing of I feel like the more you get to know someone, the harder it is when they leave.
Right. Absolutely.
But at the same time, like if you don't get to know them as well, you don't get to know them as well, which sucks.
Right.
But do you think that so you didn't like the fact that it was like during a busy time, or like?
There's never a good time.
No, obviously there's never a good time, but.
But it's just. Yeah, it's never a good time, but I would rather have it be in a less busy time. You just have more time to kind of process your emotions.
Yeah.
And get sleep and all that. But just had to work. So.
I think it's kind of funny. I'm the exact opposite. When everything happened with Tucker was when we put him down was like the week or two before finals, and that was like when I had that data or info security class that graded on a normal curve.
I remember that.
I swear to God, I've never studied harder for an exam, but thank God for that, because like I would go to the library, I would do my thing, and then I would come home and say I was gonna do more work, and then like not do more work, but like it's like when I was in the library, like it was like it didn't happen yet, know.
Right.
Yeah. What is something that made you laugh really hard recently?
Something that made me laugh really hard?
Yeah.
I'm always laughing.
Yeah. But like really hard.
Really hard?
Yeah.
Before spring break, we were flying out of Akron to Puerto Rico. And so we stayed at Hudson's house the night before. And when my parents walked in, Landon leaned over to Adam and said, "Who are they?" And Adam was like, Mr. and Mrs. Scott. And he was like, "Oh, yeah." That made me laugh. I thought that was funny.
In my defense, I heard two parents' voice, and I didn't see their face yet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they were coming, so I thought it was like one of the Hudson's parents' friends or something.
Uh-huh.
That being said, I probably should have just waited a second and seen, or just,
listen to what their voices were.
Yeah.
Because you've talked to them 1,000 times.
A billion times, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
that made me laugh hard.
Yeah, I'm an idiot, if you don't know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, especially with face blindness. Dude, the whole thing with Tyler, when we were playing monkey ball, and, I was, like, handing people control, or, like, hey, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And I, like, said by name, and I just looked at Tyler, and I was like, who do you want to be?
It's been 4 years.
Dude, he's by far the, like, Nora boy that comes around the least, though. Like, I know Max, I know James.
Yeah. I'd say he comes around the same amount as that.
I feel like I don't see him as often, but maybe that's just cognitive mumbo jumbo.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who's your hero?
My hero?
Yeah.
My dad is my hero.
Cop out answer.
It's true.
I'm kidding.
My dad is my hero.
Yeah.
For a couple of different reasons. One, he's the hardest working person that I've ever met. Extremely hardworking, extremely humble. But I think, there's a lot of hardworking people in the world that we can look up to, but I think the thing that makes my dad stand out is that he does everything with a positive attitude, which I try to, mold my own life after. He always has a smile on his face. He's never in a bad mood. He has a really, a really shitty job, but you would never know because just because he's always kind. He's never, every day he came home from work when I was young, he was never upset. Never, even if it was a bad day, and it was a bad day at work, he never brought that home. And it's just really pleasant to be around at all times. Very calm, very cool, very collected. And I think that's, what I strive to be, is someone that's extremely hardworking and does a really good job at, what they do, but also just being relaxed and, having a good time.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I don't mean to make fun of you for saying your dad. No. I feel like there's probably a good reason that all of our friends say their dad, because, right. I don't know, y'all have good parents. I love your parents.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's your favorite tradition?
My family has a tradition where when it's your birthday, other people put butter on your nose. And that's my favorite tradition. It always... And the craziest thing about it, you always forget, right? Like, you're sitting there, you're eating dinner, it's your birthday, everyone, family around, and you're not thinking, oh, I gotta watch out because someone's gonna put butter on my nose. You never think of it. And then all of a sudden someone's just like, and they put butter on your nose, and then you're like, whatever. That's been a tradition on my mom's side of the family for a long time.
Yeah. Didn't your grandpa do that to your grandma and said it was like a tradition because she got mad?
Yeah, it was my great-grandpa put butter on my great-grandma's nose. And she got mad at him, so he was like, "Oh, it's a tradition on your birthday. You put butter on her nose," and that's how it started.
That dude's smooth.
It was like 100 years ago or whatever that was.
Yeah.
So, and it's been a thing ever since.
I wonder how many people in the world I wonder if your most distant cousin on that from that great grandpa, if they still do that,
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. The world may never know.
Yeah, the world may never know. One day it's just going to be a common thing to put butter on your nose for
it should be.
Birthday. And
it should be.
Oh, I know. I was doing it before. It was cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's the best thing that's happened to you this past month?
Best thing that's happened to me this past month?
Yeah.
Did a lot this past month. A lot of good things.
A lot of good things.
We got to go to Puerto Rico, which was fun.
That was this one. I guess that wasn't a month ago. Wow.
It's not April, but it was still a month ago.
Yeah. That's all a month from what Thursday is when we would have left. Friday. So, yeah, that's wild. Yeah. Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years?
Self going?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully somewhere good in my career. Starting as an investment banking analyst at Key, obviously in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Going to do that for 2 years at least. And then either from there, kind of move up to associate, stay at Key in investment banking, or, get another job somewhere else, in something that I enjoy. So 5 years, I guess I'll be 27. Hopefully, I'm in a job that I enjoy, I like. I don't know where I'll be. I'm, kind of open to moving wherever. Well, I'm excited that I'm going to be in Cleveland. Would be fine staying in Cleveland for the rest of my life. Would also be fine with moving somewhere else, for a little bit too. So we'll see, where my career takes me in terms of that. But I don't know.
Outside of the career, anything? Any thoughts?
In terms of what I want to do, what I want to get better at, I would love to play high stakes poker. Not super high stakes, but
more than $20 buy-in.
More than 25 cent, 50 cent, $10 buy-ins at our house. More than 1-2 with $200 buy-in at the casino. Love to be playing 2-5 or something like that. Maybe even 5-10.
More like 10-20.
Maybe even 10-20. If I was playing 100-200, that'd be awesome. So just being able to move up in that, hopefully get better as a poker player. So I'm able to play in some big games like that. That'd be a lot of fun. Hopefully I'm still playing basketball. Hopefully I'm big and strong. Hopefully I work out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And just get yoked. If I'm watching this in 5 years and I still look like this, or maybe I'm even fatter, get in the gym. But hopefully I'm big and strong.
Yeah.
And at a good place in my career, and I'm good at poker, still play basketball, and have a girlfriend.
So, I like that list. I like those aspirations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just better not hope that I cross your ankles next time we play.
Yeah, I really hope that you don't, because that'd be really embarrassing.
Mason keeps telling me I need to play. I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself, dude. The only thing uglier than my jumper is Adam. Yeah.
Adam catching strays when he's not even here.
Yeah, no, he can hear somehow.
Yeah, I know he can.
He's got secret cameras everywhere.
No, he's right out there. I can hear him.
That too. what do you want to have done in before we film our next episode, whenever that is?
What's the timeline for that? Like several years, right?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. Maybe it's, I don't even know. Maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 2, maybe it's probably not a year, because I feel like a year is a little too close.
Too soon.
Yeah, but however long it is.
What would I like to have done?
You can also kind of use this as a goal for your life, you know?
Right.
I better do this by the next time Landon films me.
I want to, I guess, the only goal that I have is I want to be happy. When the next time that we film one of these, I want to be just as happy as I am now, because I'm super happy right now. I always have been. You know, I'm generally a very happy person.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you the last time I had a bad day.
I hate you for that. That and the board thing.
It's the truth.
I've been bored since I was the age of 8.
I have been bored since I was 8 years old, and I could not tell you the last time I had a bad day. And I hope that that's the same thing. I hope I haven't been bored, and I hope that I haven't had any, not that I haven't had any bad days, but I just hope that I'm generally very happy in my personal and professional life, and that I can continue to do that. Because that's all that really matters in life, is being happy. So I hope that I'm happy.
I didn't answer. So that's the end of the main segment, and now we're getting into the end segment, which is a moment in the mind of Evan Scott. So just a bunch of fast-hitting questions.
I love it.
Whatever comes to your mind first. You can think about it. You can give a bullshit answer. I don't know. I mean, most of them are just like kind of whatever. What's the song that's been stuck in your head recently?
The song "What You Say" has been out for a long time, but for whatever reason, that's been stuck in my head. I think it's because of the SNL skit with Andy Samberg and Bill Hader. We watched that a little while ago, and ever since then, it's been stuck in my head. And I don't know why.
I thought you were
not even one of my favorite songs, but it's been stuck in my head.
Oh, it's a great song.
It is.
What You Say. But I thought you were gonna say the new Jack Harlow song that samples "Glamorous."
That song has been stuck in my head too.
First
Class by Jack Harlow.
I could take you to first class.
Not a great song, but
it's
stuck in my head.
The sample's nice. Yeah.
The song "Mind Your Manners" by Chitty Bang has also been stuck in my head. And the song "Please Don't Go" by Mike Posner.
I don't know. Is that a newer Mike Posner? Or?
2010, was it?
It's crazy how he like just had like a year revitalization when he had a pill and Ibiza.
Yeah.
Favorite lyric?
This might not necessarily be my favorite lyric, but I love this part of the song. In the song "Hot Rod" by Dayglow, at the beginning, like he says, or it's not even necessarily him, but it's like some voice is like, "Come on, let's sing a song. What can we sing?" I love that. It's a good way to start the song.
Best show or movie you've seen in the last month?
Best show or movie I've seen in the last month. We saw the Batman movie. I thought that was really good.
The Batman?
The Batman.
Yeah, with Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah, that's one of the only movies or TV shows I've seen in the last month. Really, really good. I also watched a bunch of How I Met Your Mother, but I've seen that.
Yeah, but
it's always on.
We need to stop watching that over and over again. Well, at the very least, we need to stop. I'm glad we're starting to branch out to the other seasons now, because, like, if I watch another episode of season 2, 3, or 4, I'm going to shoot something.
Right.
Yeah. Best thing you've binged recently?
I haven't really binged anything this year at all, other than in one night, on a Wednesday night, Ben and I watched all of The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, which is like a...
I remember when you did
it's
that,
like it's kind of a spoof of like another thing, but it was a good show. It was 8 episodes long.
It's a spoof show?
We watched all of it in one night until like 5 in the morning. Yeah, it makes fun of like a girl in a window. It's like a book, I guess. Kind of fun of that. But it was actually really interesting. It was good.
I remember leaving from the library and then like coming back like 3-4 hours later, and you guys were still watching it. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
And you finished it all in one night.
Finished it all in one night. That's really the only thing I've watched recently.
Yeah, I like that. Best book you read recently? I don't have an answer to that because I don't read.
The Chorus by Ed Miller. It's a poker book. Really, really good.
Do you like poker or something?
A little bit.
Yeah. Current / most recent job?
I'm a university ambassador right now, so I give tours of campus to prospective students and their families. Yeah, do that right now.
Yeah.
So I got a tour tomorrow. I gotta wash my clothes, my polos, for tomorrow.
Yeah. Wait, so you said you don't have any classes Friday. Do you what do you do Friday? So you don't have classes or tours?
Sleep in.
Just
wake up, do homework, play basketball.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fridays are good.
Yeah. Do you want kids / how many if you do want?
I think so. I couldn't imagine having a kid right now.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all. That sounds like the worst thing ever. But I think, like, I definitely do at some point in my life. Later down the road. I think I want 2.
Gotcha.
Maybe 3, but I think just 2.
I feel like most people answer, like, how many siblings they grew up with.
I think so, too. I think because that's what you used to, that's what you like, so.
Yeah, I can't imagine your life any other way. You can't imagine your kid's life any other way.
Right.
Yeah. Favorite spots that you eat nearby? Fast food, sit down, whatever you want.
Oh, there's too many.
Oh, I know. This is the...
Do I have to say one, or can I say a couple?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I mean, like, places in general that, like, are everywhere. I mean, there's a Cane's nearby that we go to all the time. Ben and I are going to Cane's after this is done. Cane's, we like to get Jimmy John's, which is nearby. But in terms of, like, stuff that is kind of like home to Columbus, like Cecilia's, Buckeye Donuts, are like my 2 favorite places to get food nearby that is, like, just here.
Yeah.
Also Wendy's just recently opened back up. We've been getting Wendy's $6 Buckeye bags.
Dude, the
Junior bacon cheeseburger, 10 nuggets, fries, frosty, drink, $6.
I don't know if I like the new Wendy's more than the old Wendy's.
Really?
I kind of like the old. I like the old one. Like sure, the new one has like new cool stuff, but I feel like the old one had like a bigger menu and it felt cheaper. It feels more expensive there.
Really?
Yeah, maybe that's just me.
I don't know.
What's something you think is underrated?
Mayo. I think that mayo is the best condiment. And I think that it's underrated. I think it can go on everything. Mayo's great with fries. Mayo's great on all sandwiches. Mayo's great on burgers. Mayo's everything. And that's just the first thing that came to mind. But I think mayo is extremely underrated.
All right. And then unpopular opinion. That's not mayo is the best condiment.
Unpopular opinion. I think milk is an elite beverage. I think it's like chocolate milk specifically.
Ben would get so mad right now. My goodness.
I think that, it's unpopular opinion, but that's it.
And then also, why Gushers as the favorite food?
Gushers are just delicious. I don't know what to tell you. When I was younger, I loved them. They were like such a special treat. Now that I'm like old and I could like drive to the store whenever I wanted to and buy like, 1,000 packs of Gushers, it's great because that's what I always wanted to do when I was young.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just love Gushers. I think they just taste amazing.
Yeah. No, it's a fair answer. What's your favorite quality about yourself?
I think positive attitude. I say I'm a pretty mellow person overall. I'm not in a bad mood too often, and I think that goes a long way. Not only for myself, just being in a positive mood. I feel great a lot of the time, but just being around other people too. I think it's always good that they have someone that they can look to for positive vibes when they need them.
Yeah, I like that. What's your favorite outfit that you have?
My favorite outfit that I have right now?
Yeah.
Good question. I love these black Lululemon joggers that I'm wearing right now.
You should be a spokesperson.
Yeah, I love them. I also love this pair of like gray pair of like pants that I have from Lululemon. They're really nice. I like those a lot. I like my black Adidas shirt that has the.
I do love that shirt.
It has a little logo right here. It's like colorful, and then it has like it's the same logo on the back, but it's like big on the entire back. It's like colorful. It's kind of like a mountain range. It's like blue and orange with a little bit of red, and I love that because blue and orange are my favorite colors together. So it wasn't really an outfit, but like that's my favorite shirt, and those are my favorite pants. And then I love shorts, always do.
Yeah.
My black pair of Lululemon shorts are my favorite.
Got a favorite pair of kicks?
I have the Allbirds that I'm wearing right now. I love. I also have a white pair of Allbirds that I love.
Shout out Allbirds right now.
Allbirds are the wave. Love Allbirds. I also have a pair of low Nike low blazers that are mostly white with a navy blue swoosh. I like those a lot right now.
Was it our mud hike in Puerto Rico that everyone there had Allbirds except for Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, Converse.
At one point.
Yeah, that's still funny to me.
I don't know if Sean did either, or Josh. Maybe they did.
There was one point where it was a small group.
Yeah, the majority of us wearing Allbirds.
Yeah, which is like I never knew about Allbirds before college. Yeah, you put me on Allbirds.
I didn't know about Allbirds until junior year.
Well, you put
Karachi put me on the Allbirds.
Yeah, well, Karachi puts a lot of people on waves.
That's right.
He's a wavy guy.
That's right.
What's your biggest hobby?
Right now, my biggest hobby, that's hard. Biggest hobby is hard because I like doing a bunch of stuff, but I like basketball, I like video games, I like poker. I love Rubik's Cubes, but just don't have much time for it anymore, and I'd say those other three take precedent to that as of right now. So I'd say right now, basketball, poker, and video games.
I like that.
And obviously, like, hanging out with friends and stuff like that.
But that's not... Everyone has that hobby unless you're an introvert, or not even an introvert, unless you, like, actually hate people. Because, I don't know, like, my sisters are both more introverted than I am, and they have, like, smaller friend groups, but they're still like close with them and hang out with them, you know?
Yeah, so I don't count that as a hobby, but also skiing is a big one. I love skiing.
Yeah, teach me how to ski.
I do.
Yeah. You're stuck on a deserted island, but you can take one thing with you. What are you taking?
A Rubik's Cube.
Alright.
My Moyu Whalen GTS version 3.
What is a Moyu Whalen GTS version 3?
It's my favorite Rubik's Cube.
Does it just like grease really well, or what is it?
Yeah, it just feels really well.
I like that.
Yeah.
Who are your best friends right now?
My best friends are you, Adam, Hudson, Josh, Sean, Ben, Derek, Max, James, Matt, Tyler.
I like it. I'm glad to be on the list. I'm gonna have to have a snarky comment if we're considering that most people that are on the pod are gonna be my best friends. So yeah. What's something that you have to do every day?
Shower.
No, I mean like, like something like a day is not like really.
A day is not complete without. A day is not complete without looking. I know this sounds a dumb answer, but like looking at my phone before bed. I'm a big, like, every night before I go to bed, it doesn't matter if I'm going to bed at, 1 in the morning, or if I'm going to bed at 7:30 and I have to be up at 8 a.m., you know what I mean? I'm going to bed at 7:30 a.m. and I have to be up at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I always look at my phone when I get in bed for just a little bit, and then I put it down. It's a way for me to, like, kind of wind down before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it kind of, like, I don't know, it doesn't feel right for me to just, like, get in bed and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like get in bed, look at my phone for a little bit, kind of relax, fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'd say that like completes my day, which is like dumb, like like social media before I go to bed, but like that's what like winds down my day.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think YouTube before bed is definitely for me, but also
it's easy to get lost in it and spend too much time in it. But yeah, I gotta be careful.
But then Q-tips in the ear. It's not a day unless
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Let's see. What is something that you want to own?
A Corvette.
Corvette?
Corvette. Yeah, I really want to own a Corvette at some point in my life. I've always wanted a Corvette. It's my favorite car. And I would love to own I would love to own a new Corvette, but I like the C7 models better than the C8 models. The C8 ones are the new ones, so I'd love to have a C7 Corvette at some point.
Any reason Corvette specifically, other than they're your favorite?
I think they just look cool. That's why. I like cars, and that's my favorite car. So
couldn't tell you shit about cars. So, what is your proudest accomplishment?
Getting an internship in investment banking, just because, something that I really, really wanted, but it's also something that I put a lot of time and effort into, and it ended up paying off, and that felt, really, really good in the end, that I had spent, over, the several months before that, every day for several hours doing stuff towards that, but even in, over a year leading up to that, I was doing stuff on a weekly, if not daily basis to, help accomplish that goal. So when that finally culminated into me getting an internship offer, I was really, really excited and really proud of myself because I, put in that work every single day for several months before that to make that happen. So I'd say that.
Yeah. Is it hard, or like, is the the group of people that do intern for investment banking pretty small?
Yeah, it's just competitive.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people, but a lot of people that are competing for it. So that's why you have to put in a lot of time because you got to be good.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Competitive.
Yeah.
I don't do words good, as is well known.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you think the price of gas will be the next time we film?
Oh gosh. Who knows?
Yeah.
$20.
$20 a gallon.
Who knows?
Dude, if it's
Let's see.
$20.
So it's what right now? It's like 4 something.
It's hovering like in the low fours right now. I want to say,
Okay.
which is, I mean, sure, COVID or before COVID, what was it? Actually?
Well, it wasn't COVID that messed it up. It's everything that's going on.
Russia.
With Russia.
But like COVID brought the gas prices really down because no one was traveling.
Right.
And then things were getting back to normal pre-Russia, and then Russia happened.
Right.
Whole Ukraine thing's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Zelensky.
So I don't know. I'm gonna say $6.50.
$6.50.
Yeah.
All right.
$6.75.
Final
No,
answer.
$6.99.
$6.99.
$6.99. Final answer.
Just say $7 at that point.
No, $6.99.
Kidding. It's always that weird 1 cent off. I don't know why.
It's $6.99 like 9/10.
Yeah, which is like, what? Just do $7.
Because then it looks cheaper to the consumer.
Yeah, well, the consumer is stupid. Let's see. What is one place you want to visit, or where in the world do you want to visit next?
The Maldives.
The where?
The Maldives.
What's the Maldives?
It's like I don't even know. It's a little island like somewhere in the Eastern Hemisphere, kind of near like Indonesia and stuff like that. I believe, kind of like in the Indian Ocean area.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of it, and it looks amazing. And so I want to go, and I want to go to one of those have you ever seen huts over the water that are like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I want to go stay in a hut over the water in the Maldives.
Actually, I kind of think you ever played Dead Island? Never mind. That's the only thing I would recognize it from. What is one piece of advice you have for the world,
for myself,
yourself, for the
for
future? One piece of advice.
One piece of advice.
Yeah.
Make sure that relationships are at the top of your priority list, just because in a professional sense, it's all who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
But in a personal sense, which is obviously more important, I think a lot of my happiness comes from relationships that I have with people, friends, family, and so just making sure that I, stay close to the people that I love the most. I think is important because, that's what truly makes you happy is, being surrounded by people that you love. So.
Yeah.
Putting relationships first, making sure that I'm close to the ones that I love. I think it's a good piece of advice forever.
It's a really good piece of advice. And last question. You know it as well as everyone else. Top 5.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this is really the last question.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Top 5. 1, friends. I know it's
Friends.
cliche, but I love my friends. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely top 5 favorite thing. 2nd, family. We talked about it earlier. Amazing family.
Yeah.
Love my family. Definitely top 5 thing in the world.
Yeah.
3rd, TikTok. Amazing. It's addicting.
Yeah.
Who knows where TikTok will be in a bunch of years, but as of right now, TikTok is addicting.
It's the biggest social media in the world, so
Mhm.
yeah.
4, Gushers.
Gushers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can't live life without Gushers.
Yeah.
And 5th, and maybe the best out of all this, an ice cold Coca-Cola is amazing and cannot be beat.
You're the American ideal of a person right now.
It's me.
Yeah. I'm surprised concrete didn't make the list.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a nice smooth piece of concrete that's well made and all that stuff.
A nice 40 yards of concrete
Seeing
on a
you-
95-degree July day. Yeah.
Seeing you comment on concrete is never not entertaining to me.
I love it.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The concrete work around OSU is pitiful.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And
they still
love
haven't...
and I love to point it out.
They still have not covered the, so our water valve, or whatever, our water
the
broke.
Main, yeah.
The main broke 2 months
pipe coming
ago.
off the main to the house.
We had quarter pressure water for 2.5 weeks. They finally came to fix it, and they haven't re-poured the concrete over where they dug up, so it's just a big hole.
Yeah, but it's not the concrete that they haven't done. It's the concrete that they have done that sucks. So
They did concrete over it?
no, I'm saying concrete around OSU in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like on OSU, it's not the places that they haven't poured concrete. It's the places
Yeah.
that they have poured concrete, and it's just not good.
You gotta ask your dad to move down to Ohio State,
I
so
know.
he can be a contract guy for them.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking your time out of your
course.
day.
Thanks for having me on here. I'm excited to watch it. Look
Yeah.
back at it in a bunch of years.
Yeah, first guest in the books.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
First is the worst.
The first is the worst.
Second's the best.
Yeah.
Third's the one with the hairy chest. And it's funny because Adam's going to be second and Sophia's going to be third. So a hairy chest on Sophia is not something that I expected.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to end conversations in general, so goodbye. Hey.
Bye.